ain't got none of that going on. Automatically defaults to that. That's crazy. That's crazy that it automatically defaults to that. I don't know if I like that. What we got going on? I am live. I am live. I am live. Live. That's not how I want to do that though, because that's going to bother me. Let's run it through here and let that be the reason. How about that? I like that. I like the sound of that. What's up, everybody? There we go. I just want a little more control. What up, Jackie? What up, little man? What up, Mr. Canada? Welcome from Instagram. On TikTok, Janine Rosa, what's happening? Sadiq, what up? I am multicasting. I got my people in the building. What up, Sassy on YouTube? We are multicasting because we got a conversation that's going to change the situation. If you want a better viewpoint of everything that's going on, you can check me out on YouTube. That is ICGREEN in the numeric 1 on YouTube. Yeah, you can go to TikTok or either one. It's a different vision. It's a different view. If you want the real view, y'all will go to YouTube and hang out there. YouTube has a really, really good perspective. And there'll be some things that we change up, you know what I'm saying, so y'all can enjoy it a little bit better. I am your host with the most like butter on your breakfast toast. Little scrap with the rap on what's rocking in the ATL where the players dwell. Yeah. Again, my YouTube channel, if you're going to join me, is ICGREEN1. I am live right now on YouTube and other platforms. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok. Hey, what up, Take? Listen, if y'all have been with me, then y'all understand that I've talked about several things. And if you're looking on my YouTube channel, listen, I just want to say this right quick because y'all are missing out. For those of you who are not on my YouTube channel, you guys are missing out on a whole lot of different things, but it's cool. What up, honey butters? I would prefer everybody to channel themselves. Jackie thinks that's a great question. I think if you guys get on YouTube right now, you guys can have a better experience. I'm able to do some different things that I can do on that platform that I can't do on the others. But if you must tune in, TikTok is always a good spot. You know what I'm saying? I like the way that TikTok shows me. You know what I'm saying? I like that it shows more of the room. But like I said, if you're joining me here on YouTube, you're doing good. Right now, I have the first screen up, and I want to give you guys an opportunity. We've been having some dynamic conversations all week long, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. What up, honey butters? You know what I'm saying? What up, Haley? I see you, Trouble. What up, Carl? I see you. Carl, tonight, hit the spot, man. Let's hit the spot tonight. I'm gonna hit it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bounce to the joint. You know what I'm saying? But what I want y'all to know is this, man. There go Jan. What up, Jan? I see you. Alexis, what's happening? Jan Land in the building. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my big bros. You know what I'm saying? Since I was little. He's live coming on from Facebook. Just having a conversation to change people's situation. We've been talking about a few things this past couple days. I posted something saying that selflessness, I said, don't be so selfless that you see yourself less. That's important. You know what I'm saying? Don't be so yeah, Janet, I told you this view is totally different. It's a little more, it's really more podcasted. What's up, Miss Precious? What's up, everybody? Listen, I am multi-streaming. So we got Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You guys over here, I have two phones over here on my right where you see, what up, Venus? Are you still in town? Because we missed. I had so much going on and we missed past. I didn't even get a chance to move around. But we have TikTok, Instagram to my right. We have everything else to my left, which I'm reaching out, meaning I'm broadcasting to several people in different areas or whatnot. But we were talking about selflessness. So let me start with Monday's conversation. And this is Hump Day. This is just a recast, you know what I'm saying? On Monday, the conversation was, don't be so selfless that you see yourself less. And what that means basically is this, man. Don't put yourself in a position where you're doing so much for so many other people that you're not doing enough for yourself. A lot of us are givers. A lot of us are natural, passionate people, and we sow into so many other people. We give so much of ourselves that by the time we look up, you know what I'm saying, we don't know what's what. Yep, keep me posted, Venus, because I am traveling like crazy. I'm here this weekend, but I'm under, I'm managing a lot of things, but I'm traveling next weekend and the weekend after that. But we're natural givers, right? And you shouldn't be punished or admonished for that. Yo, what up, Big Tay? You shouldn't be admonished for that. And I'll jump on probably later tonight, Big Tay, or tomorrow, and we'll go back over the apple cider vinegar drink. But yeah, Carl, listen, man, too many times we're natural givers. We love, we get a benefit out of being selfless. We get a benefit out of looking out for others. We get a benefit out of doing things for other people. Unfortunately, remember that conversation that you all heard, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's such a challenge in today's society because for some reason the shift has become we have more takers than givers. And if there are more takers than givers, that means that there are more of us at risk. And so I have to tell you to kind of dial it back a little bit. And I'm not saying don't be selfless. And the problem and the challenge there is we enjoy it. Like really, we enjoy looking out for people, having people's back, being loyal, respecting, and showing people like, yo, we clicked up. But I can tell you there are so many instances where I have, in my personal life, have looked out and have carried other people in high regard that don't carry me in the same space. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? And we have to navigate ourselves to people who absolutely get that reciprocation matters. Like it really means a lot for somebody. Listen, there is no expectancy on a return from a real giver. A real giver ain't even looking for nothing back. I'll just tell y'all that straight up. A real giver has no expectation on receiving anything back. They give because they enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Real givers give because they enjoy giving. I don't know if I saw my homie RL jump in, but RL from Next, he's a real giver. He's a real giver, and I can explain it in so many different ways. He's a natural giver, and I want to see him exceed any of the expectations he has for himself. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we know he's multi-talented and all that, but I know that people who give, we need to surround ourselves. Yes, different angles. Haley, we need to surround ourselves with people who get the who feel and do like we do. Can you imagine being in a relationship or being in a friendship or having people around you who say, "Nah, I got you," and you say, "Nah, I got you," and they say, "Nah, I got you," and it just is a reciprocal thing. You know what I'm saying? And there's no expectation on it. It's just what it is. Like that's real friends to me. That's real relationships that matter. It's with people who say, "I got you." And you know how hard it is to count on people nowadays? Like, let's be real. Let's talk about it. Do y'all know how challenging it is to really count or feel like you can count on somebody? I tell artists and musicians and people that I work with, I tell them this, because they wonder why I'm so passionate and I'm always giving information. I said, I do what I do for you because I want you to be so successful that should we ever have to go out or we have to go do something, I want to have blessed you in such a way that I don't never have to take my wallet out. Like I tell them that, listen, there are several artists I work with that'll tell you, I'm doing what I do for you because at some point you're going to get and gain and have the world and get the things that you want, which will supersede anything that I've ever given you except the foundation to get those things. The foundation matters. People who take from you will not they will not they will not let you know that the foundation matters. I have helped people become millionaires. I've helped people become wealthy not only in their careers but in their social dealings. And I'm nowhere in the mention of the credits. You know what I'm saying? And then there are other people, like I'm gonna give y'all an example. My girl to this day, you know what I'm saying, super dope. We have a friendship that I don't think, knock on wood, nobody can come between. We're not the best of friends, but we're just so dope with how our relationship is. I think it's really cool. Carrie Hilson, the singer. If y'all don't know the story, Carrie Hilson was in a singing. I knew Carrie before. There are going to be several artists that I've worked with before they were who they were. There are writers and producers that I've worked with that were who they are before they were who they are to you now. And so working with Carrie in the beginning, we wasn't working as a friendship. She was a part of a group that my homeboy Chris, or my brother Chris, was working with. He was dating one of the girls in the group. And in that, she was a part of the group or whatever. Of course, when your homies around this girl, you around other, and people's expectation is that they all get together. My expectation was never that, because I don't like being in a situation where our relationship or us being around to each other is predicated on us having to have a relationship or having to have some kind of intimate level of being around each other. I am truly, I have been truly girls' best friends, meaning I don't want nothing from you, especially when we've talked so much. I understand and hear your bad habits, and I understand where it doesn't align with some of the things. I'm cool with that. We can still be friends and not be in alignment. But Carrie wasn't like that at all. Carrie was super cool. Like when she was in college, I went to some of her volleyball. Y'all don't know Carrie can play volleyball. Like went to her volleyball games and just hung out. And we was just cool. And then one day the group broke up, and she hit me and she was like, "Yo, what, Scrap, man, can you help? Can you, what's going on? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm trying to, still pursue my career." And I was like, well, let me, I'm around everybody. Everybody knows me here in Atlanta. Everybody respects me in Atlanta, especially at the time I was making some major moves. My name was buzzing heavy in the street. And so I just told her, I said, I know a guy. His name is Dent. He did Survivor for Destiny's Child. He had just did a huge single for Destiny's Child. And I was like, yo, he's building, he's got some things going on. Let me introduce you to him. Because at the time, my hands were so full that I could not do what she needed done. So anyway, she connected with Dent. Dent and her did some work, but she grew so much. Like, if y'all don't know, like I'm a toot Carrie's horn, because a lot of people don't. Carrie can sit down in the studio. I can leave this room right now with nothing, without making any tracks, and Carrie Hilson can come in here and produce a record from scratch. When I tell y'all she could play the guitar, she could produce it, she can record herself, she can lightweight mix it, and the whole nine, she could do it herself. And she learned that over that period of time of working with Dent. And Dent had a group and whatnot. And again, girl groups are just hard. Y'all see it. Girl groups are hard when you got all that feminine energy in the same room. Girls just have a hard time being friends with girls. That's a whole nother topic. Like, girls just have a hard time being friends with girls. Imagine having to work with them not because you want to, but because it makes sense. And you got to work with these people and then maintain that. And then imagine a conversation where you're working with these individuals and you don't have a choice in the matter about attitude stuff and how people, make you feel and whatnot. Hold on one second. I need to pause for the calls. Hold on one. I just had to pause for the calls. Thank y'all for that brief intermission. But listen, check this out. She learned so much there. And then the next step for her, whether y'all know, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but Timberland came into the picture. This is how Timberland came into the picture, but also, who came into the picture? Polo the Don. And Polo, who lives here in Atlanta, and of course Timberland doesn't, or didn't at the time. Polo got involved, and Polo loved what he heard and whatnot. And this is how the exchange went. They got together and they decided to do a project on Carrie. Now, I didn't have a song on Carrie's first album. I didn't. I didn't work on it. You know what I'm saying? I was very proud of her or whatnot. And this is where I go back to, a person being a giver and then those people who take. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Carrie's first album, I have an honorable mention in there. Like, she mentions me in her liner notes. I didn't work on the album. That's unheard of. People don't typically do that. They thank their family and stuff like that. But she gave me a real shout out for my position in her career. I can tell you, I'm not going to name drop, but I could say several successful people that y'all know that came through my studio, my apartment, and got a gang of game. Of course, anybody who knows that when you come through my studio, it's more of a guidance. Like, I had a really dope mentor. My mentor passed away a couple years ago. His name is Bernard Terry. One of the greatest brains ever in music. And what he did for the community of musicians in Flint, Michigan. Jan, Bernard Terry was everything to everyone he came in contact with. And he's the one who was like, he's super instrumental in my growth. I did for Bernard what Carrie did for me. On projects that I worked on, when the groups would allow me to, I would put a special thanks and shout out to Bernard inside the liner notes, because it matters. You know what I'm saying? Anybody from Flint, Michigan that's in the music industry, you have to have known of Bernard Terry. He's the one who said, knowledge is the key and you don't want to be locked out. Whatever you learn, give it away. That's why I'm such an open book. That's why I can be on this platform. That's why I can be on these social media platforms and I can communicate with y'all freely. It doesn't hurt me. Like he tells you, knowledge does not hurt you when you're giving it to people who are going to use it for good, for people who want that knowledge and want to grow and want to expand. It's important. You all should die empty. Do y'all know what I mean when I say that? You should die empty, meaning you should give everything that you have while you're here and while you're able. You should die empty. When you speak to somebody, you say, hey man, are you working to die empty? Because there's nothing past the point of you dying that matters. Everything that matters happens before you pass away. So what are you going to do? What are you going to be known for? What are people going to say about you? What is your contribution, not only to your family and friends, but to society? Now, society, when I say that, I know that sounds like a huge thing. You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds like ginormous in the grand scheme of things, but it isn't. Your input, your actionable things that you do right now matter and reverberate throughout not only your family and friends, but to others. Tupac said it best. He may not be here to see the change, just like Martin Luther King. He said, I may not be here to see the change, but I will spark the mind in the community of people who will make the change. Now, are we doing that? Are we taking what they said? Are we really, really being as proactive as we should be in this journey that's supposed to be selfless? And when I say that, that's the greatest gift. That's the greatest thing you can do, is make things better for other people on every level. If you aren't actively looking to improve somebody's life, you're tripping. Your commission in life is to do that, is to improve the quality of the life for the people that are around you, whether it's kids, adults, grown-ups, whomever. You should be an asset instead of a liability. Like, real talk, y'all don't have to be a liability. Some of you are choosing to be a liability, meaning you're not taking the extra step to learn the information. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking the extra steps to know more. You're not involved in places and spaces like these where somebody's communicating to you some of the different things. Peace and light, Isis. You know what I'm saying? She said it. She said, Isis on Instagram said, that is my goal, to die empty, as it should be everyone's. Jan said it on Facebook. Exactly. Leave nothing in the tank. I don't know why people are trying to hold like they're hibernating and holding all this stuff in. Give it all away. Get it. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Jan said, I'm so proud of you. No lies told in what you're saying. I appreciate that, yo. You know, I was cultivated by y'all though, Jan. So you understand that the way I move, the way I interact is from that family and that brotherhood that was developed amongst our whole crew. You know what I'm saying? Y'all knew I was gonna be something. Y'all just didn't know what I was gonna be. You know, y'all knew I was gonna. Y'all could see it. I felt it. I felt that embracing. I felt that love and that energy from y'all. What up, RJ? RJ in the building. Richard Lee, another person who cultivated me. He don't even know it. Like he don't know it to the extent that he did it. So RJ, I'm gonna give you your flowers right now. So RJ, very giving, ridiculous bass player, but more of a big brother figure in my life when I was around him, and he had so much information. But let me go a step further. RJ was the one. His brother and I are like brothers. You know what I'm saying? And our families are, you know, when it comes to the Triplett family and the Lee family and all this, they've all embraced me since day one. And RJ was the one who, when I want to say I was about 16, 17 years old, he took me to St. Louis with him to go to meet his family and be with his family. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't even understand. I don't even think he understands the impact that trip had on me. Cause a year later or 2 years later, I ended up moving to St. Louis with my mom, but I had already been there. I had already met one of the coolest people in my life, which is Alonzo, his cousin. You know what I'm saying? It was a trip that I took with him that made me look at the world a little bit differently, because I had an opportunity to really see what St. Louis is about, which was a different atmosphere. At the time, St. Louis and the area that we were in was known for one of the best places to raise kids. And so the energy and the information and the people I was around at that time, I have not let it go. I have a special place in my heart for St. Louis, and it's all because when RJ took me there, and then when we moved there, it just cultivated it even more. But that group of people, I see Cat in the house. Yeah, I got so many people who are a part of my family of you know, so one of the things I used to say to myself when I was And I still say it to myself regularly. I have so many people to make proud. I have so many people that I have to be something for. Like, I've always carried that on my shoulder. Like, so many people have sown into me in my life and my, my livelihood. I could have been dead. Like, y'all don't understand. I come from one of the roughest places. When people was talking Compton and all that, we was talking Flint. We was trying to survive. We was hustling, and people took special care and attention into the conversations they were having with me and my crew, and just the way that they held us in light and really pushed us and showed us some examples. They gave us the to-dos and not to-dos, you know what I'm saying? And it was all available to us. And I took it to heart, and I felt like, yo, I got to be somebody, because so many people rely on me. So in terms of that, so many people look at me like, yo, Scrap, you know too much. You do too much. You're too talented. You're too smart. Your perspective is so different. We got to see you do something with your life. Now, they didn't say those things. They just acted and moved that way. And in that's what did it. You know what I'm saying? That's what has cultivated me all this time. Like, I grew up, I know people talk about their childhood. My childhood was the bomb. Like, I was around some of the most talented people that have ever lived. Not only talented in their musicianship, but in their conversation, in the way they embraced family and all this stuff. We had a really, really good time. I can't front. Like, there's so many good times. There's so many memories that cultivated me to this point, that when I left Flint, Michigan, and actually got out into the world, I was a magnet. Because of what I did, because of what I've been through, and because of my outlook on life and the way that I carried myself, I became a magnet. Everything about being around me was attractive. I was learned, I was studied, I was versed, I was coached, I was all the things that you need to be, bigger and better than yourself in this world. I had all that. I had all that embracing from those people. And when it came to, being around stars, and, I had already done it. By the time I was 17, Jan knows, by the time I was 17, we had been around everybody. All the people I had admired, and it's funny because a lot of it's coming full circle. Like, I've hung out with Teddy more, Teddy Riley, and the initial thing was just reminding him of when Ready for the World was touring with him, and I jumped on the stage, and he was mad at me because I was on the stage trying to see what kind of keyboards and stuff he was using during sound check. So there are memories and things that were cultivated in my upbringing that have created the individual that is in front of you before. And I would be remiss to say that I did it myself. No, people took a selfless approach to the way that they communicated and embraced me. They could have been like, man, get on out here, little dude. You know what I'm saying? They could have pushed me away. They could have shunned me away. But it's those selfless people. And so I feel that in order to make their selflessness not in vain, I gotta do something and be something bigger than what anybody imagined. I gotta be out here. I gotta show, and they can say, yo, he turned out all right. Yo, I remember when. That's what I want. I want the conversation of those people when they say, yo, I remember when Scrap was this. Yo, I remember when Dwight was this. I remember when he was just there's so many of my people that have stories of that. And I think that we all made an impact on one another. And, I don't get on Facebook much. Facebook is a little challenging for me to tackle, because there's so much going on that people focus on Facebook on too much of some negative energy. And again, I have to choose the spaces I go in, because without having a reset or refill button from a group of people, it's challenging to go into that dark place and still remain light. So I stick and move. I ebb and flow in that space. Sometimes I'm on Facebook when I really got the energy and I want to look around and see what's going on, you know what I mean? But most people don't, on Facebook, unfortunately, most people don't celebrate as much as they should. We talked about this. So Monday was selflessness. Tuesday, we talked about, had a little bit of celebration conversation in it. And I posted something by Neil deGrasse. And I want to put this stuff in perspective for everybody. And this is why, if I could post this all over Facebook, I would. If I could post on Facebook a way to start managing yourself the minute that your eyes open every day, is to remember this. Each one of us, I'm gonna take it backwards a little bit. Each one of us are survivors. And I know some of you will be like, survivors of what? Listen, I could go with the elephant in the room. You and everyone who's watching me right now survived COVID. Period, point blank. That's it. You were a survivor in 2020 before a vaccine ever came out. So I want you to understand that if you took it, okay, you know, you did that, but you didn't have to because you had already survived the worst of the storm. And they strong-armed and forced you into doing something past that. But let's dial it back a little bit more. You and I are such an anomaly to be alive. It is crazy when you think about it. You and I are such an anomaly. When you do the numbers, you say, oh my God, I'm supposed to be here. If you don't wake up every day like that, I don't care what you're going through. If you don't wake up every day like, yo, I beat out the odds in such a way, this is ridiculous. Think about this. Think about how divine order had to happen. For those people who don't believe in God, y'all are tripping. Listen, let me break this down. Your mom and dad had to look at one another and be like, yo, I want to rock with them. I want to say hello. Do you know how many people y'all walk by on a regular basis and y'all don't speak to? Do y'all know how many people that is? What up, Eugene? Eugene, I got to give Eugene a shout out because Eugene was supportive of my group, one of the groups that helped cultivate me as well. He put us on the radio and everything and supported our career and gave us these shots that nobody else was giving in our city at the time. So Eugene, man, thanks for pioneering so much. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. Your parents had to look at each other and have the audacity to speak. Imagine that. We walk around every day and most people don't speak to one another. Most people don't share in that. You know what I'm saying? Then you go a step further and say they had to not only speak, but feel like there's a connection that's greater than themselves. There's a magnetism that is drawn to them that puts them in the same space that they don't want to remove themselves from each other. Do you know how crazy that is? Some of y'all, and including me, sometimes we get around people, we feel their energy, we're like, deuces, I'm out. I can't be around you. You know what I'm saying? That you press the brakes like, yeah, you don't want to be around them people, so you move away from them. Now imagine that didn't happen with your folks. You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen to your folks. And Alexa, you're right. We do have to live for those that came before us. We do have to live for those people who believed in us, who pushed us, and our friends. I can't talk about that though, Alexis, because so many of our friends in Flint, Michigan did not make it to 20. They didn't make it to 25. They didn't make it to 30 or whatever their ages are. They didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? So we carry those badges with us as we go. They're in our minds and in our hearts, but we also are challenged by this. I don't want to focus on that. I want you to focus on this. Your parents liked each other. They told each other, and then they started kissing and making out one day. Now think about this. I'm just going to keep it real. Imagine how many times they had to be intimate before your shot came. I could just leave it right there. I could walk out of the room right now. Like, think about how many times your parents had to be intimate. Think about this. Think about the times that your dad masturbated and you could have been in that group. Think about the time your mother, wouldn't let him bust inside. Think about I'm just being real. Think about all those missed opportunities. And when your time came, I don't know who I'm saying this for right now, but when your time came, you were up and ready for the task. Do y'all get it? I'm just saying, Carl, I'm just being real. Think about it, Carl. Look, think about this, Carl. Think about what we had to get through to get here. If you don't think about that on a regular basis as a motivational point for you, you are tripping. You beat out 4 million, is it 4 or 400 million other sperms, bro? I know, but I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there is some foolishness in it. But think about this. The race you ran to get here, you outdid every other competitor. Then you had to unlock the key. How about that? You racing everybody, you beat them, and then you get to the place you're supposed to get to, and you got to unlock the key to get to the next. It's like a game of Zelda or something. It's like a video game. You get to that next step, and you have the breakthrough that you needed to have. Next thing you know, your mom is pregnant. 9 months in, there you go. And listen, the journey and the fight still wasn't over, because even after that 9 months, we've heard of situations where people didn't make it past that 9-month mark. You know what I'm saying? That's right. You won the greatest race ever, De La Rosa. When you ran the race for humanity, for yourself, now we're here. If you're not celebrating on a regular basis, if you don't do this once a day, look, if y'all don't do this every once a go, Yeah, I did that. If you don't do that at least once a day, you're tripping and you're wasting your existence. That thought alone of what you went through to get here is going to be the thing that drives you to the next level. It's going to be the thing that makes you push yourself to the next level. That's going to be the thing that's going to make you get to the next level, because you're going to say, I can't waste my time here because so many others wanted this opportunity and it wasn't given to them. That's a real interesting thing. Savannah says, I'd be interested to know how long we were lingering in our parents' body. If you imagine this, y'all, think about this. I said it, but think about this. Men masturbate. Women don't let you bust in them. Some women take it to the mouth instead of the cat. You know what I'm saying? So think about all of the other times there were missed moments for them, for you to have come. Do you understand how crazy that is when you think about it? Do you think about that? Does anybody? I mean, I just need y'all to think about that for a minute. Y'all think about how many missed opportunities y'all had. Think about ladies. Think about the times where he didn't, where his pullout game was strong. Well, that's 4 million right there on your back or on your face or wherever. Wherever you decide to put it, that's 4 million. I'm just saying. I'm stupid, but y'all know I'm being real, so I don't care. Fellas, in that sock or in that towel or whatever you use when you bust it off by yourself, hey, that's 4 million right there. Listen, for us to be here is the greatest blessing of all time. For us to not leave here empty and have given everything that you got to everything that you're involved in is the greatest tragedy there will ever be. Point blank, period. If y'all ain't having the time of y'all life more than you're tripping. You should be having the time. Everybody who knows me knows I almost feel like when y'all see me and when I'm doing my thing, I'm having the time of my life. I crack the craziest jokes. I do the dumbest shit because I don't care about anything except having an amazing time and having an impact and making sure people know that love, light, and joy is everything. Now, is society set up to challenge that? What up, Damon? It absolutely is. Is this world set up to challenge those things? It absolutely is. I'll say, as a human race, we all are facing these challenges and these attacks on us. And this is why you should never fear, because the strength it took for you to get here is going to be the same strength it takes for you to stay here. But you got to be focused. You got to understand what direction to go in. When we was swimming through the canal, we knew where to go. And it was one of those things that we just happened to know. It's funny. I watched this clip the other day of Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory said, sleep north. I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard this. He said, sleep north. He said, that's where the magnetic energy of this world is guiding you. Like when babies sleep, he said, when babies sleep, they sleep north. They toss and turn and then they find north and they sleep that way. And it's crazy. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to position myself to sleep north and see if there's a difference in my sleeping patterns. But there are things that we just inherently know. Things that Savannah says she sleeps north. That's what's up. There are things that we inherently know that we don't move and act toward. Like we know. And sometimes not even acting on it, we don't even share it with others, which is the worst thing you could do, is keep the knowledge to yourself. Because it's like, so I've been playing this game called Call of Duty. It's my first time playing it. My homeboy Keith got me involved with playing it. And it's funny how, I play these video games, but I'm such a logical person, and when I think about application, I think about this. So in this game, the job, or what you're trying to do, is survive to the end so that this helicopter can pick you up and take you out of the hostile area, right? If you it's crazy. Now that I'm even saying that out loud, it makes me think about how we look at Christianity and how we look at our religion, how you do this fight, you do all these challenges in your life, and then the hope is that at the end of that you end up in paradise, right? It's crazy now that I think about that in parallel to this game, because during the game you do all these things, you stay alive, you cover and shelter others, you revive other people, you loot, you get money and all these things, right? But once you don't do or complete the job, or one of the challenges come up, you lose some of what you had. So when you get killed on this game, you lose half of your loot. You know what I'm saying? So this is a minor setback that you're gonna have. So when I look at the game and I parallel it to life, I look at it like we're gonna have challenges. Every step isn't a step forward. Sometimes it's a step sideways. Sometimes it's a adjustment back. But you can get back on your feet and do even better and get to that place where you lead yourself out. So you got to look at your life, not in terms of a video game, but look at how the lesson is set up. You're gonna go through something to strengthen you. That's what we all did to get here. We went through some things. We had some, without even knowing it, without even being able to have like a real thought process. We were going through some things, and we just happened to know where to go. Now that we've come out and we have to find our way, we have to position ourselves with people who have seen some direction. And these are the things that we need to be talking to our elders, our parents, because they knew a direction. Anybody that has lived as long as our parents have and whatnot, they have a direction. Anytime our aunts and uncles, they have a direction. They figured something out. It may not be all of the answers, but it could be the answer that unlocks the things that you just need. Exactly. Most of us need that. Almost regularly, Jan on Facebook says sometimes it's just a realignment. I can bank right now. I'm gonna take it to a physical place, Jan. I can bet that more than 3/4 of the people that are on my lives right now have not been to a chiropractor in the last 6 months. Chiropractor readjusts your body from where you are at the point that they do the readjustment, meaning this, you should be growing. Honestly, you're supposed to get adjusted every 3 or 6 months, something like that. But as you do it, it should be because you've grown. If you're a person that works out in the gym, you absolutely got to get a readjustment after 2 to 3 weeks because your body has changed. Your muscles are pulling your body in a different way and changing your alignment. And then if you don't know how to do the exercises correctly, this is a huge point for anybody out there who has to understand, like sometimes you need mentorship and coaching. If you don't know how to do the exercise correctly, you need to get with somebody who has done it correctly. And you can visibly see it in most people in the gym. But when we talk about doing something correctly and needing mentorship, you got to look at people who have had some successes in life and lean towards those people. Now, they're not there to shape your whole life. There may be a piece. Each one of us is probably missing like a little bitty piece of something that's going to unlock everything, or at least get us one step closer. It's funny because all these movie analogies start making sense. When I was watching Ready Player One, the guy had to have 3 keys in order to unlock the big treasure. And then once he got unlocked the big treasure, he had to understand that the treasure was not the goal. And he turned away from signing the contract that would have made it all weird. So, I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch movies. I watch things and I look at them and I gain my perspective so I can come on here and share them with y'all. And hopefully y'all appreciate them. I normally don't do an afternoon drive conversation, but I will do it more so. You know what I'm saying? That's funny. I will start trying to figure out great times to get online so I can engage with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because I think it's important that we share that perspective. For those of you that are on Facebook, if you look right here on the screen, you can see my book that I have here. This is about social media. It's called Social Digital Currency, Your Birthright and How to Use It. I posted the link for anybody who wants a signed copy of it, whatever, anybody who wants to support, you can do it there. Do not buy it on Instagram, even though it's posted there. Instagram's functionality is kind of weird, and I don't like messing with that. If you're looking to do that, I left the website there. The hard copy I signed. There's a digital copy you could buy from Amazon. I hope that I blessed somebody today. I hope that somebody gained something a little bit more that'll help them look at life and have a mental adjustment, because I don't want to be an influencer. What I want to do is help you shift your mindset. That's it. I just want you to look at things from a different perspective that'll help you move through this thing called life in a different way, and you can understand what some of your goal is. When Jan said sometimes it's just a realignment, that's all I'm hoping to do is just give you some other ways to look at things, because no one of us knows it all. And the greatest gift is knowing that you don't know it all so that you can always keep seeking information. What up, Donald? Yeah, anything that I talk about is so you can have a mindset shift and just look at things differently, because sometimes we get so stuck in our own way of thinking how things are and looking at how things are. And I know I think outside of the box. I've been forced to think outside of the box since I was little. I was around creative minds that believed things that no one else believed could happen, and they made it happen. I've been, you know what I'm saying? I've been forced into that, you know what I'm saying, to just sit back and look at things. I'm the youngest of 5, and all my brothers and my sisters, they all have a different perspective on life and a different perspective on how to do things. All the crews that they associated with, all the friendships that they had, all the people that came in and out of our lives helped shape this perspective that I have. And if you guys tune in, I'm sure I will help you adjust yours just a little bit, tweak it a little bit, or add something to it that isn't already there that may help you enjoy life a little bit better. That's the whole goal. That's the whole mindset. That's all I'm here to do, is just kind of sprinkle you, man, with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And sometimes the conversation goes a bunch of different ways, and that's because I'm reading the comments and I'm communicating to the comments. And y'all can, I would love to know who else's live do y'all get on that is actually reading y'all comments, who is engaging with y'all comments. That's what this book is about. It's called Social Digital Currency, Your Social Birthright and How to Use It. You're supposed to engage. You spend some SDC for an SME on any S&P with your POIs, which means spend some social digital currency on any social media with your for a social media engagement. The engagement is what means most to all of us. When I talked to y'all earlier about the fact that there are people that we walk by on a regular basis and that don't know how to accept or give a hi or hello. Like, y'all seen people, you ever wave at somebody or you say hello to somebody and they give you this weird ass look like you ain't supposed to speak to them? Those are the people who need to be in these lives so they can understand, you know what I'm saying? And deal with that. People who don't know the reciprocity in a hello or in a hey, or you never know what somebody's going through type of thing. But it's important that as we move through life, as we move through not only social media, but in our social capacity out here in the world, that we are the beacon of light, even in dark places. But it's doper to be a bright light in bright places. I hope you all will do that and seek that out. I want to leave y'all with this last quote. And this quote came from, I want to say either Sassy or Letitia that was on my live a couple days ago. But here, what up, DJ Dub? The quote that I want to leave y'all with in regards to how you should wake up every day, understanding that you swam through the canal to get to the egg to have the baby, you know what I'm saying, is this. Yep, I like that, Cat. Cat said, I'm going to adopt the theory to leave this earth on empty. I give it me, but I'm about to unload. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, that's from our mentor. You know what I'm saying? That's from Bernard. That's our mentor who did that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to leave y'all with this, that if in times that you feel as though that you're not a success, if there's ever a time where you feel like you haven't been at your best, I want you to understand that you've been winning since the beginning. You've been winning since the beginning. If you ever think post it somewhere. Post it somewhere so as a reminder. We do need visual reminders to combat all the visual reminders that the world tries to present you with, that you're not who you are, that you're not as talented, you're not as gifted. The world is trying to remind you the minute you step outside of your house, you got to be prepared for all of those different things. So prepare yourself in your home before you leave. You know, when Christians talk about, learning the word of God and whatnot, they tell you to put on the whole armor of God. Well, I think every religion should do that. Every person should do that, is put on the whole armor of your esteem before you move out. Now, people are going to be taking shots at you the whole time you're going. Like, you're going to be going through it and, and you're going to get... That's going to be people trying to take a shot at your self-esteem. That's going to be people trying to take a shot at your vibe. That's going to be people trying to take a shot at your peace. Well, you're going to have to manage that. You're going to have to put on some protection. And it starts at home. It starts before you leave your house. And if you have kids, protect your kids. One thing I can tell you that my mom did almost every morning when she was at home and she was awake, she wouldn't leave us out of the house. We used to pray before we left to go to school. I don't know if nobody knew that. I used to have to pray with my mom before I left to go to school. She used to make us pray. Then she would anoint us. She'd take some oil, put it right on my head. Now I had to wipe it, and people was like, yo, why your head so oily? And I'd be like, you don't even know. Like, I'm not gonna tell you why my head is oily, but just know I'm blessed, and I got a covenant placed around my life that nothing can penetrate. So I would tell you, write it anywhere. Listen, for those of you who have a private bathroom, meaning you have a bathroom that company and people don't go into when they come over to your house. I would honestly, shoot, you could do it in the bathroom that's the community bathroom in the house. You put winning since the beginning, and you let everyone know that it's been going down since the day you was born, that it took being a winner to get here, and it's going to take thinking and managing yourself like a winner to stay here. Winners do things differently, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this last one. Kobe Bryant was a winner because of his work ethic. Nothing else, nothing less. He was a winner because of his work ethic, and then he was a winner because he was studied. The greatest winners know what happened to the greatest losers and winners of the past. If you don't understand what success looks like, I have people. So I offer consultations, right? Because some people need a intimate and focused approach about what they're dealing with in their situation. And when we have these conversations, one of the questions that I always ask is, what does winning look like to you? What is getting what you want look like to you? Because a lot of people in this live don't know what they want in terms of, if somebody could give you what you want, either you should have it written down or memorized or in a back pocket somewhere. You should know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, I don't know how you're going to get it and how you're going to be focused enough to manage it, because you don't know what you want. You should know what you want, so much so that it does not have to always start with what you don't want. I really want to, I really need to find this explosion, because that was one that was worth a bomb drop. There we go. There we go. Don't be the person who starts off with what they don't want and can't talk about what you do want first. That's in everything that you do. Knowing what you want will require you to be so detailed in it that you can identify what you don't want almost immediately, and you can address it before you succumb to it. Know what you want. Communicate that on every level. I've said it. My career is based off me saying I never second guessed success in this music business. I never second guessed it. That's what I'm saying. See, I appreciate that, Jan. Jan said on Facebook, Jan said, honestly, I don't and didn't expect you not to be on this level. And he said, hashtag proud of you. I appreciate that, man. That's been my goal, is to just make anyone who's ever said my name in a positive light, anybody who's ever been around me in my presence and I've been in their presence, I just want to make it easy. I want to make it so cool to say my name. I want to make it so cool to be like, yeah, man, I remember Shorty when he was a little dude, you know what I'm saying? I punched him in the chest a couple times. I knocked on his head a couple times. I put him in the head like a couple times. You know what I'm saying? I straightened up his tie for him a couple times. I told him how to do this a couple times. That to me is everything, and that's why I do what I do, and that's why I'm still trying to shoot for a next level of greatness. I'm trying to be so magnanimous with a perspective, a conversation, a situation, social media, all these things that you say, yeah, that was I mean, shoot, I can call him right now. I know he'll pick up if I call. He'll talk to me those are the, you know what I'm saying? That's what you shoot for. As a person who's striving to be their best, is just to be a bright light in dark places, but more so be a bright light in light places. It's easy to be a candle in the dark, but can you be a candle that shines even in the light? I appreciate y'all for checking in with me, man. I just wanted to get on for a hot minute, and I appreciate y'all entertaining this conversation. All these conversations are replayable. You can rewatch them on YouTube. That's the only one that I've been reposting to. My YouTube handle is ICGREEN and the numeric 1. If you're joining me from all the other platforms, that's where the replay will be at. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, you can all go there and get it. Savannah, I love that. I will tell her. Savannah said, tell your mom the gift is gifting. I know what that means. So that's super dope. I appreciate that. Daniel, it's Daniel Allison. She said, social digital currency. Good to see you live. Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And I can't stop having a conversation about it, because I know that there's so many people that don't know it. Janet has also been so dope to, Janet has an Amazon store, and she's been so dope to have hosted my book on her platform. So if she posts that, you guys get a chance to check it out. Jan said, the carbon footprint that you leave on this planet is studied by those who want to use the tools you left. Touche. That's super dope. Kat, appreciate that. He said, great job, Dwight. And Rich, RJ said, hey, have a blessed day, my brother. Enjoy every bit of love. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you see me come across my live pop up on your channel, a couple things to do. Even when I'm not live, tell people about it. Tell them, yo, you got to check your boy out. He's doing some different things. He has a conversation that should change your situation. Come check in with him and give him some love. And, you know, all the people who've been influential in my life, I usually always try to shout y'all out because I know y'all don't know just how much y'all mean to me. And so when y'all come on my lives or whatnot, I have to kind of give y'all a shout out. I hope I don't embarrass y'all, but I have to give y'all a shout out and say, yo, these people were super influential in my life. They was around in some of the grandest moments where I was cultivating the person that y'all have in front of y'all today. So I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. Hopefully y'all will share it, let other people see and hear what we talk about and how we get down. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Dub. When you said scrap, did you check with the brother yet? DM me. I'm about to jump off. I got to make a run. I got to be somewhere at 7 o'clock. It's 6:53. Yes, it's not that far, but I do need to get off in a good time so I can go there now. Y'all have me. Y'all know where I'm at. On TikTok is Dwight Scrap Reynolds. No, not yet. We haven't chopped it up yet. And then on Instagram is Dwight Scrap Reynolds. You can type my name in and find me on any of the social media platforms that y'all want to find me on just by putting those, you know, Dwight Scrap Reynolds. It'll lead you to me. I appreciate y'all for tuning in today. I'm out, y'all. For everybody on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, I'm out.